Welcome to the episode. This week we hit Castle Hill. My coach asked for 20 reps up and down the hill. Let's see how I go. We also get into some more threshold training, really trying to push my limits, extra double days of training, and really just trying to push me over the edge, I think. Other than that, everything else as per usual, and we keep going as hard as we can. I started this journey at 145 kilos with a goal to complete an Ironman and change my life. 12 months of work later, I crossed the finish line in Cairns 2024, 30 kilos lighter and super happy. But the journey's only half done. We've got another 20 kilos to lose. I'm aiming to get down to 10% body fat and find that elusive six-pack. On top of that, I'm aiming for a high course finish in the Keltman in Scotland, just to keep things interesting. I hope you enjoy my journey each week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified of each new episode when it drops. One of the interesting things this week has been that I'm really starting to feel the fatigue. I mentioned it last week, and this week I've certainly really gone to the next level on the fatigue side of things, which has been good. Like, I feel like we're really pushing that upper edge of my abilities, which is what I want to do. I really want to try and not just do the half Ironman in Busselton, but really push myself, go sub 6 hours if I can. And everything at the moment is looking like that will certainly be possible. So in that sense, I've been really happy with the threshold work, really pushing up my heart rate limit. And the run this week was a good example of that. I really, my 1 hour heart rate run at trying to hold 140 as my heart rate was really an effort. So I'm happy with the result because I basically got a new 10k record, but what I found was that I couldn't hold 140. 140 is just a little bit over my comfort zone in terms of trying to hold a heart rate for a long period of time. I find that my ability to hold something along the lines of like 130 to 135, I seem to be able to do all day long. And once I get close to 140, that sort of maxes me out. So, but that's good. That's what we're trying to find. And now we're just trying to push that a little bit. This week, not only did I have my 1 kilometer hard efforts, 4 times 1 kilometer hard efforts on the Monday, but just to make life interesting, after my ride on the Wednesday morning on the Zwift, I had a 15-minute run session just to, again, 15 minutes at 140, just to fatigue me, basically, just to push my body to the limit. And again, I was able to get up the next morning and do my 1 hour heart rate run, and that was fine. So I was happy with that. It just was just different. Like I said, extra fatigue. And I guess that's part of the whole process. It can't all be sunshine and rainbows. You've got to have some pain to get the gain, as they say. But the big part of the week, the exciting part, I guess, was last week we were talking about me doing Castle Hill and doing more climbs, and my coach this week put in that he wanted me to do Castle Hill 20 times on my Saturday effort. When I told Lindy and the guys at the bike shop that he put 20 times, they looked at me like there was something wrong with me, and that told me that really wasn't going to be possible, and that he was just sort of having a bit of fun with me. And that clearly wasn't. I ended up doing 6 times, and that took 2.5, nearly 3 hours to do 6 efforts up the hill. So it was 1,100 meters of climb, and I felt good afterwards, but it was a tough day in the office. But again, I was happy with the result, happy with the work going into it. I've been doing a lot of thinking this week, and I was thinking a lot about YouTube and what I want to do, and I was watching some other people's stories, which is always inspiring for me as well. And I wanted to feel like I've lost my way a little bit on YouTube. I don't know. It could be because there's other things going on outside of the YouTube world and outside of my fitness that are distracting me and kind of keeping me a little bit off balance and unfocused on this particular side of things. I don't know, it could be because I'm not losing the weight like I was, although this week coming up, the next video after this one that you're watching will have my DEXA scan in it, so we will know whether everything's working the way I'd hoped or whether I've got to go back to the drawing board. I don't know. There could be any of those things right now that are kind of kept me off balance a little bit, I think. But I love the idea. The one thing I love about YouTube that I didn't really, obviously when I started I didn't really know what would happen, but I've just gone past 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Obviously didn't think that, didn't have any clue whether anyone would even be interested in my story when I started this journey. So I still think that's amazing. But it got me thinking to, what do people really want to see, and so I really want to open it up to everybody's watching. Like, let me know if there's stuff that you want me to show more of or less of, or explain or go through. I think sometimes I certainly overthink the whole YouTube side of things. And so it would be really good to get feedback from you, the real people watching, what you actually want me to do. What do you want me to share? Because obviously I'm not a coach, I'm not an expert at any of this stuff. All I can do is share my own version of how things have gone for me. But I'm happy to share any aspect of that people want to know. This week, the next episode is going to be all about my food and my diet, and obviously I'm doing the DEXA scan again, so hopefully it's got a happy ending, but we'll see. So I think I'd really like to get some feedback from everybody in terms of what you want me to share more of or less of, because I don't really know. I guess, and trying to guess what people want has left me a little bit confused, let's put it that way. So if you could all let me know whether I'm on the right track, what you want me to share more of, what you want me to share less of, that would be great. So this week's question that I'm going to answer is, I'm sorry, I can't remember who asked this question. I will make a note in future to call out to anybody who does ask a question. But the question was, why you spend time in the gym and doing the weights? Why don't you just focus on losing weight and increasing your endurance? So why am I doing a hybrid program instead of just focusing on triathlon? And this question's been asked several times in several different versions. So forgive me if I don't get that exactly right. And the answer to this is pretty straightforward. I've done diets before where I've lost a lot of weight, but they don't work long term, and they're not the best option in terms of your health. So one of the real reasons behind hitting the gym, as well as doing all of the training that I'm doing, is the two biggest indicators for how long you're going to live in your life are your VO2 max and your strength. So your grip strength or your muscle strength. And so I have a VO2 max of about 47 at the moment, which is pretty good for my age. It's held pretty steady for some time now. And obviously, in order to get my grip strength up and my overall body strength, because your grip strength is just a representation of the rest of your body's strength. In order to get that up, I need to hit the gym, and I want to be as strong as I possibly can. Now, it is kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul in a sense, because you're never going to get as fast as you can in a triathlon by spending a lot of time in the gym, and you're never going to get as strong and as big as you can by spending a lot of time training in triathlon. So it is a compromise, and I'm happy with that compromise. I know that that there is that bridge that you're trying to build between the two, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm not trying to be a legend at either one. I just want to be as fit and healthy and live as long as I possibly can. And if you want to read more about why I'm doing this, just buy Peter Attia's book, Outlive. It's a great, well, I won't say it's a page turner, but it's full of great information. And it's really what I sort of based my my idea around, because that's what I want. I want to be strong and fit, and I want to live as long as I possibly can, as healthy as I possibly can. And so that's the basis of it. I know I won't be great at either one, but that's not the point. So I hope that answers the question. It is really, for me, about living the rest of my life as strong and fit and as healthy as I possibly can. And I wish I had have taken this advice many, many years ago, but I didn't. So I'm starting late, but it doesn't matter when you start. It only matters that you do it, because it really is a better way to live your life, full stop. That's for sure. So I hope that answers that question. I look forward to answering more of your questions. So make sure you let me know if you've got any. Thank you very much for watching this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I look forward to hearing your feedback, because I really do appreciate all of your feedback. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification button if you want to know whenever the episodes drop. And we will see you next week, where we talk about my diet, where we see everything that I eat. We do the DEXA scan to see if it's been working, and cross our fingers. Have a great week, and don't forget to take the next ride.